Now, those of you who've seen me on stage before, my name is Jonathan Healy, by the way. It's a pleasure to be with you. I would like to begin by doing what I normally do, which is a quick geographical show of hands from where we are in the country. So have we anyone here from Dublin? That enthused yourself, Minister. Yes, I was going to say you had to put your hand up there. Yeah, you're obliged to. More importantly, have we anyone here from Cork? There we go. Look at that. Wonderful. Bigger representation than the Dubs. That's what I like to see. Anyone here from Kilkenny? Just our own county that we're here? Very good. Leinster, rest of Leinster always gets forgotten because of Dublin. Yeah, there we have it. Lovely representation. Rest of Munster? God love you, you're not from Cork, but that's okay. And finally, Connacht Ulster. Anyone here from Connacht Ulster? Lovely. So we have a good geographical spread right around the country, which shows you good ideas are immune to geography. And that's what we want to celebrate here as well today. We are going to use Slido, ladies and gentlemen. So what I'm going to ask you to do is, first of all, maybe take out your phones and switch them to silent, first of all. And then we're going to ask you to go to sli.do. So sli.do. And if you put in Good Practice 23, as your hashtag, so Good Practice 23 is the hashtag, and that should then bring you in and you'll see Q&A. So again, later on, when it comes to asking questions, I am merely an informed idiot in the room, and I will be using you guys as my proxies to ask questions of our panels when they are later on. Now, if you're in there, you will see there's a poll running. Which local authority are you representing today? And that is a wildcard. So we've got Cork City, Cork County, very good, strong. I'm liking that. LGMA, is everyone getting into that, or am I after giving you bum advice? No, I have. No, there we have it. Longford coming up there. 2 votes from Longford, 1 from Donegal. We've good representation. Dublin City Council. So we're going to leave that tick away in the background, but that's just to get you guys logged in, if at all possible. So to welcome you here today on behalf of NOAC, will you please welcome to the stage the Chief Executive of Kilkenny County Council, Mr. Lar Power, ladies and gentlemen.
Checking it works. First and foremost, you're all very welcome here to the Tower in Kilkenny Castle. Minister, particular welcome to yourselves. I know you're fond of Kilkenny, and we might see over the weekend. Small matter of a county final to be sorted here at the weekend, plus a fabulous festival. Councillor Pat Fitzgerald, thanks for coming, Pat. Great to see you here. Chairman of NOAC, Michael McCarthy. You're very welcome, Michael. As I said, we were talking quite a bit last year. And then Chairman of CCMA, Frank Hearn. Can I also welcome the directors of the NOAC board, please, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, you're all very welcome here to Kilkenny for the National Oversight and Audit Commission event held in association with the CCMA and the LGMA. We are honoured that you chose us once again to return to this beautiful venue once more, and I thank NOAC and the Local Government Management Agency for inviting me. As you're aware, NOAC was established in 2014 to provide independent overview of local government performance. Its mission is to independently oversee the local government sector by reviewing the financial and operational performance on bodies within its remit, overseeing implementation of national and local government policy, and identifying opportunities for best practice. If the sheets are come apart, it would be great. It allows us to examine an examination of processes and procedures with a view to improving performance and providing a more effective and efficient service to the communities we serve. Today is the annual Good Practice event and Local Government Seminar from Kilkenny Castle. The seminar, which is a hybrid event, is being streamed live as we speak from this venue. You're going to get presentations for today on a number of best practice, renewable energy, community response fora, recruitment and education initiatives, digital tourism, assisting vulnerable people in need of accommodation, and developing of the digital and ICT strategy for local government. Obviously, the annual publication of the NOAC performance indicators help us greatly, both the elected members and the executive, in looking at best practice and learning from that. I want to pay a particular tribute to all our own staff and all the staff of local authorities for the work they do throughout the year, for continuing to achieve such high standards, and despite the challenging times that we face. Collectively, I know we will continue to build on our progress, to innovate and to deliver high quality public service. To conclude, I want to thank you all for your attendance and your commitment to the continuous improvement in the local government sector. Unfortunately, I have to leave you very shortly to attend another event. And finally, can I say you couldn't have picked a better time to visit Kilkenny, because tomorrow evening we start a very successful Savour Kilkenny Food Festival. It's its 15th instalment, and you will see 100 stalls bustling with food. Very high-end, top-end chefs, celebrity chefs you all know, the likes of Doreen Allen, Rory, Rachel Allen, Kevin Dundon, etc. And I'm sure there'll be something that will satisfy every taste. So if you haven't decided to stay and extend your weekend, we invite you to come back. Now I have to leave you. I wish you the best of luck today, and I hope it goes well for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lara. Lara, thank you very much indeed. I did notice that on the way, and actually they were getting set up there, and you could even see the colour and the vibrancy. There's going to be a good weekend, no doubt. Now, one of the best things about being a radio presenter on News Talk is that you can hold truth to power, and that you have the opportunity to grill ministers on whatever the torturous topic of the day is. One of the worst parts of being a radio presenter on News Talk is you occasionally have to meet them in person and apologise for the last interview that you did. But thankfully, he's very good in saying that he didn't mind. Will you please welcome to the stage the Minister for Housing, Local Government and Heritage, Darragh O'Brien TD. Thank you, Darragh.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much, Jonathan, and you're never that bad, in fairness, if you're with the right station. I'll say no more. Lara, thank you very much. I think Lara's gone. He's settled very well into the job in Kilkenny. To congratulate him on his appointment here as well, and he's selling Kilkenny as well as he used to sell Leitrim, so it's great to see how quickly he's transitioned. But wonderful venue here, and fantastic to be here with you all. And to Michael, again, the chair of NOAC, thank you very much, and to your board members for the invitation today to speak to you at this very important event in this wonderful venue. Like, Kilkenny is a very special place. It's one I love. I have to say, I wish I could stay for the weekend, but I can't. But such is life. But it is great that we're here and here together. I think the last time I spoke at this forum was in the middle of COVID, so we had to do it virtually. So it's great that we can meet. Those days seem like 10 years ago, but we're all back to normal now, which is brilliant. And I was very impressed actually to see the many projects on the short list of this year's seminar. And it is actually just a selection of a vast array of really good practice projects that are ongoing in local government. And I met actually with the Chief Executive's Directors of Service for Housing in Dublin there yesterday, and at every opportunity, and I want to take that again, is just to state that I really admire and respect and value the work done by local authorities right across the country, by all the teams that are there. And we saw that in great measure in Munster, and particularly in Cork over the last couple of weeks, how our local government sector can respond in a very selfless fashion, where people are putting literally their lives on the line on behalf of their communities. And it's not said often enough. I've always been a strong supporter of local government. I continue to be so, and it's a great honour for me actually to be Minister with responsibility for local government. And as long as I'm in this role, we'll continue to support you in everything that you do. That's why events like this are really important, because you can actually celebrate best practice, and it's important that people are recognised for the really important work that they do. As a former member of Fingal County Council, seems like a long time ago, back in 2004, and in my role as Minister, as well as a member of the Dáil, I'm really very aware and I'm very appreciative of the wide-ranging work carried out by local authorities and the impressive efforts being undertaken to continuously improve the service that's given to our citizens. I'd also like to mention that today's seminar has been organised by NOAC in collaboration with the Local Government and Management Agency, and that is being held as part of the Department of Public Expenditure, NDP Delivery and Reforms Innovation work. And it's important we mention them because, in fairness, they pay the bills. So that's I had the pleasure of meeting with the board at the launch of their latest annual report last April, when the board visited me in the Custom House, and I'd strongly encourage you all to review the wide variety of useful and informative reports that they produce, which are of the utmost value to the local government sector. It's very valuable work that's undertaken by NOAC and the board members. Reports such as the Performance Indicator Report, the Public Spending Code, the Local Authority Scrutiny Reports provide a really valuable resource, of information, and these reports and details of all the work, and they're very accessible and accessible through the website. These reports were highly praised by my colleagues earlier this year in the Joint Oireachtas Committee on Housing, Local Government and Heritage, and that's no mean feat. I can tell you as someone who appears before the committee, so you need to be commended for that. And the reports mentioned are just a small example of the really useful work being carried out by NOAC, with other areas of mention such as the reviews of corporate planning, the chairs of audit committee workshops, and indeed the internal audit reports. The ability to use such accessible reports free of charge can create a virtuous cycle of improvement and positive competition across local government, and can only be of benefit to the sector and indeed to the public. NOAC has a statutory remit of promoting good practice, and I believe that this good practice seminar is a wonderful avenue to highlight such examples. We need to avoid working in self-contained silos, and we must endeavour to share information, experience, best practice to continually bring about improvements to the delivery of services for our public. The speakers here today will outline some of the really excellent examples of good practice in local government, and hopefully really give us something to reflect upon. These projects today cover a diverse range of topics, such as the use of solar power, building on structures put in place during the COVID crisis, addressing issues of recruitment in local authorities while reaching out to less advantaged communities, engaging vulnerable persons and assisting them in securing accommodation, increasing the skill set of young persons in a county through the rollout of computer science classes, the development of a tourism application, and the development of a national digital strategy in terms of good practice. And I know there are many other remarkable and very useful projects that could have been chosen for this seminar, and it's unfortunate it's not possible to hear from all of them. However, I think that this event gives an excellent opportunity to consider, to explore, and discuss and implement, where appropriate, initiatives that could be of assistance to your own local authority, regardless of the location or regardless of the size of that local authority. You face massive challenges in recent years, and I've touched on some of them at the very start, be it in assisting in the integration of those seeking safe harbour and sanctuary in our country. Local authorities have led from the front in relation to the response to the war in Ukraine, and providing safe and secure harbour for many, many thousands of people here, and ensuring that integration into our communities across the country. Local authorities took that up. There was no pushback. They were the best placed in this country, the best part of our government, to be able to ensure that that welcome, that providing accommodation, providing services, and really importantly, providing that assistance to people who are fleeing such a terrible tragedy. That is just one of many, many examples. If we look at how local authorities led through COVID, they were the tip of the spear in government response, particularly at the very early, very frightening days for our community, to make sure that there was stability in our country and the services that were being provided. And that's never, and I never forget that, and that's certainly not forgotten at government level. And there are all the additional things on the normal day-to-day things, and the really important, the provision of housing, the provision of services, library services, recreation facilities, maintaining wonderful facilities like this. And I could go on, and you know the breadth of work that you do and local authorities do. And it is important that it is recognised, and events like today are important to just showcase some of the very best practice, particularly in the areas of innovation. And that's why I was really impressed reading the projects on the way down here this morning, and I want to commend everyone who has been involved. Just to conclude, as I mentioned, the calibre of the projects today, it does bring the work of our local authorities to life, and that's important. It allows there to be discussion around them, as I said earlier on, allows sharing of best practice. And in conclusion, I want to commend the great projects that will be discussed this morning, to congratulate all those involved in them, and to NOAC for really creating the opportunity, Michael, for local authorities to learn from each other at this best practice event. And at this point, I'd like to hand you back over to Jonathan Healy, who, as we learned earlier on, like most Cork people, have to tell you that they're from Cork. So I thought when he got everyone to put their hands up earlier on, there was going to be just one question: who's from Cork and who's not from Cork? So that would have been easier, because I'm used to working with Cork people pretty much the last 15 years, Jonathan. So thanks for your kind invite, and wish you well for the day. Thanks everyone indeed for the kind welcome, and wish you all of the very best of success at this wonderful event. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you, Minister. And of course, Cork people are very humble. We don't like to show about it too much. But there is a Cork company, our Cork local authority, coming up in a few minutes. Your time isn't your own, I know that, and you won't be able to stay for the presentations today. But I really do appreciate you coming here today and for taking time to share our thoughts with us.